Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then purple is obviously the phenotype because it's a trait. Yeah, great job. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so that takes us to our norms and expectations. Please never ever share any personal information for your safety and the safety of others. Always keep your behavior, language, and webcam skill appropriate and respectful. Know that your participation is oh so important. Can't stress it enough. The more you participate, the more you get out of class. The more you get out of class, the better you're going to do, and the better the class is going to be. So thank you for that. And then last but not least, always remember that these sessions are recorded and distributed for learning purposes. So here we are. It is February 9th. It is second week of February already. We have 12 days remaining in Try 2. So what that means is that you should look at your grades and see where you are and do a little bit of reflection of where you want them to be before the end of the trimester. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait till the very, very end. If you need to bring up your grade, now is the time to do it. Okay. So just kind of a heads up there. Then the other part I want to draw your attention to is this. We have a article assignment in Unit 5, and we're going to be working on that today. Now, it's a 2-day assignment. We're only going to do half of it today. We'll do the second half tomorrow. Okay. Do remember that we have been talking about Mendelian inheritance, monohybrids, and doing some Punnett squares, right? The second half of the inheritance unit is all about variation. So that's what we're going to be kind of looking at in these 2 articles that we're going to read. So our objective for today is to understand what's expected of our Unit 5 article project. We're going to work on the project today, complete questions 1 through 8, and then tomorrow we will finish it and actually turn it in. Okay. So know that at the end of class today, there is a attendance check. Okay. And you'll get a word of the day at the attendance check. To do that, you do have to be here in class the entire time. You need to be working on your Unit 5 article exam or TGA. And so at the end of class, you will get that word. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Benjamin, Haley, Jenna, Nathan, Sophia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tam, Mike, Kimberly. Thank you, Yoselin. Ready, ready, ready? Okay. So once you have your article assignment open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to talk about the first and questions 2 through 8. So question 1, again, just click OK, right? Now, right here, okay, is our first article. And I'm going to come back and read this. But before I read it, let's talk about questions 2 through 8, okay? So question number 2 says, choose and list 3 scientific vocabulary words from that article number 1 that you are either unfamiliar with or want to know more about. You're going to define the 3 scientific vocabulary words using your own words. And then you can use Google to find the definition, but you need to write the definition in your own words. So this definition down here needs to be in your own words using your brain to take that Google definition and put it in a simpler term, okay? Next, question number 3, you're going to choose one important sentence from article number 1, and then you're going to rewrite it, okay? Note that it says copy and paste the original sentence, and you're going to paste it right here. And then below that is where you're going to rewrite that sentence. Question number 4, explain to me why that sentence was important, okay? Tell me what it was that made you choose that sentence. Question number 5, you're going to summarize article number 1, okay? And you're going to do it using your own words. Now, question 6 and question 7, okay, has a table here that it wants you to reference. And in question 6, you're going to identify the phenotype for this genotype, okay? So you're going to use the genotype that's given to determine the phenotype, okay? Question number 7, you're going to be given a phenotype and you're going to use that chart to figure out the genotype, okay? Now, question number 8. It says, according to Mendel's law of inheritance, when an organism inherits 2 different genes, one from each parent, which one determines the organism's traits? So you're going to use the information from article number 1 to help you answer that question. Hey, Chriselle, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to article number 1, okay, and I'm going to read it now. So you can read it with me, okay, just kind of follow along. So here we go. It says, article number 1. Gregor Mendel, often called the father of modern genetics, was a 19th century monk who discovered the basic principles of heredity through careful experiments with pea plants. His work revolutionized our understanding of how traits are passed down from parents to offsprings. He did this by studying pea plants in his garden. Mendel focused on 7 different traits in pea plants, each with 2 contrasting forms: flower color, seed shape, pod color, pod shape, stem length, and flower position. He carefully cross-pollinated these pea plants, which means he took pollen from one plant and put it on another plant. Then he watched to see what the offspring looked like. His theory of inheritance helps explain how traits are passed from parents to children. Genes, the instructions of our traits, come in pairs and are inherited from our parents. These genes have different versions called alleles. For example, the gene for eye color might have alleles for blue or brown eyes. Genotype is an organism's complete set of genes or the specific combination of alleles for a particular gene, while phenotype is the resulting observable physical, biochemical, and behavioral characteristics of that organism. Think of it this way. The genotype is the underlying blueprint, and the phenotype is the final product you can see and measure. Mendel's law of dominance states that when an organism inherits 2 different alleles for a single trait, one allele will express its trait while the other will be masked or hidden. The dominant allele determines the organism's observable characteristics or phenotype, while the recessive trait will only appear if the organism inherits 2 copies of the recessive allele from both parents. When an organism inherits two different alleles for a gene, one from each parent, one allele might be dominant over the other. This means it's the one that shows up in the organism's traits. For example, if an organism gets one allele for blue eyes and one for brown, the brown one might be dominant in making the organism's eyes brown. But the blue allele is still there in its gene, and it could be passed on to its kids. Mendel's work laid the foundation for the field of genetics. His laws of heredity are still used today to understand how traits are passed down from parents to offspring. Mendel's discoveries have had a profound impact on medicine, agriculture, and our understanding of the natural world. Okay, so that is the section of this article that we're going to work on today. So questions 1 through 8, and they're all focused on this one article that I just read. Okay, tomorrow we will finish it. Okay, so for the remainder of the class period, what I want you to do is click on activation link A if you don't need help. Click on B if you need some additional help, and then I'll pull you over into a table and work with you. But otherwise, I'm going to turn off my mic and let you work. But don't forget, at the end of class, we're going to have our attendance check, right? So make sure you stay, make sure you keep working on your article exam, and then you'll get the word at the end of class, okay? Thank you, Benjamin, Haley, Kimberly, Sophia, Jenna. Thank you, Yoselin. I appreciate you. Mike, Tam, Kershell, ready, ready, ready? Let me know. I'm going to turn off my mic now. Let me know if you need help, though. Okay, my friends, it is that time of day. Didn't mean to jump scare anybody, but we have reached the end of class. Hopefully you've had enough time to complete questions 1 through 8. Again, do not submit your project. I'm so sorry, Haley. I always scare somebody. I know. I'm sorry. So don't submit your project. We will come back and finish it tomorrow, but I'm going to stop the recording because the word of the day is only for those of you that are still here. Okay.